All right, we're going to start with the first row. We got our shelf expenses up top, going all the way down both sides. Third row is our cable DAP 40 meter 2s. Over here we got our new wave wall mounts. They're two components, so we don't count the brown boxes, we count the white wall mounts themselves. Cat racks down here, cat fixes over there. We got our 100 meter ST cables, and we have our 150 meters. That's all we have, so they're in their own spot. Can't get confused. The stuff here, I got about, it looks like 5 skids. I'm going to have to pull down and consolidate it with the bulk. So no reason for it to be in 2 different spots.